Fans demand a contender in this tournament, someone that could win the entire thing. Let's take a look at Fracture. OPTIC running the same composition that looked really good for them previously, with Victor on the Neon. They never used to do this. Both of these teams used to play Raze. Now neither of them playing the Raze on this map.
And you can see a lot of space being taken. The contact comes through. They hear the door being opened. JonahP has to play this so carefully, but does he realize so many of these players are right around the corner? And it's just spam. Unloading the clips in a rapid fashion, but FNS might be able to catch a brutal timing. No! Just can't find the shots. And the flash that came through.
And I was thinking a little bit about Sayaplayer's Jett decision here. You're going to see him with an opportunity to grab an opening pick onto Ye. The desk were talking about how good these first kills were. Ye's got armor, manages to survive that one.
Give it out all the warbang.
Sure.
Through just to make sure that he survived it.
But overall, Brent, the Jett pick has been going out of fashion on this map. Most teams going towards Raze after champions. And the Neon, I think, is cool. The Jett, I haven't seen as much success from. So this is a big question mark for me. Some of it might be because Sayaplayer went crazy on Haven and was 23-8. Maybe they've called an audible. And they're just willing for him to frag out like this.
And he's got easy targets ahead of him. No armor online for anybody, but Marved, he's not going to go down without a fight. Only the one player for him, but already all those kills going away of Sayaplayer, building up towards that late storm.
But there is another strategic reason why I think you may be wanting to go flanks that Saya could go for with his Cloudburst.
Gives him so many more options. I'm glad he highlighted it, because inherently when you think about it, that direct trade, if you do miss something, okay, JonahP just jumped around a corner, obviously not anticipating that there's going to be such a high tempo when they took that disc control, but OPTIC obviously playing it. It is beautiful for them. How is Trent being able to find those pickoffs of the Spectre from that kind of range?
What is that?
I'm not too sure. In fact, Sayaplayer himself, Frenzy and Spectre in hand, he's taken out a multitude of the players, and now they've regained control of it. They're getting a bit of a pincer with the spike down, rifles to claim.
How on earth do FNS and Ye claw this one back into OPTIC control? They had such a great opener as well, finding JonahP over towards Dish. And the pressure really is on at FNS and Ye here. They do not want to go down again. These bonus rounds have been devastating from both teams, but at different times.
Yep. Here. And you can see they do have a couple of tools to use with the fault line and the flash in hand, but how do they do it? It's so much on Ye to find the value, to look for it. Quick little reset, FNS. 54 health. The spray transfer's good. It's a 1v1. Him versus Net. Quick tip tap, but it's not enough. That shuts it down, and the Guard take it away on their...
OPTIC, these Thrifties have been dangerous. They've been good at being able to convert them so far. Crashies, Ye both get stunned up by the fault line over towards Tree, but there's no aggression really behind it. Sayaplayer's one swing.
Different elevation. Victor obviously hoping a player might swing into them.
Yeah. He doesn't really have the angle there on top of the box to actually peek.
Yeah.
And Crashies stomping around underneath, looking to reconnect with Victor and maybe make some damage happen. But they're also building up these ultimates. Trent, valyn, Sayaplayer, one orb away from getting their ults online for the next gun round. These are the problems, that snowballs that can occur. It's not just about the economy in terms of credits.
Stay down, my ult's ready.
We've got to think about the ultimates when they carry forwards into the next round. The Guard are just looking to not give away any of the weapons that they've picked up along the way here. OPTIC with the contact play. I mean, Victor's made his way into Nest, and he is going to get the wire. Nest also might be able to do a bit of work, but shut down. And know exactly where Victor is, 11 health. He's not going to be able to do too much. 4 rounds now for the Guard here on Fracture.
This knife, if FNS does throw it, sorry, if Crashies throws it, they've changed roles, obviously. Going to catch on to Sayaplayer and valyn, give them the info. Sayaplayer dodged it, actually.
He does. Beautiful flash to push away that aggression on Tree, and it's a slow siege as Hall starts to get taken up now by OPTIC, again with the contact plays all the way deep. But do they anticipate that Net has the operator in hand and the high ground position that he's on this box? It's an angle they don't anticipate too much, but now you see it turned up a tad. Bit of heat, a bit of pace injected into the round, especially with the null command. Crashies wants to try and lead it in for his team, but it's already off to not an ideal start with Victor falling still. Control going to be gained of Dish and Hawes. As long as Optic can hold this one down, there's still a chance in this round, especially with the ultimates.
Yeah, they have some massive ults to be able to work with. FNS Marv, both with ults that can deny you from getting the defuse online. I think you're definitely going to see them invested here. Brimstone straight off the rim.
Splits them up. Now you see the Rolling Thunder is actually used by Optic reactively to try and push them through into sand. They're coming up with the kills, despite the fact that the guard was stunned up. valyn is going to take down FNS, and now you see it being used. That's from the guard side. The Rolling Thunder to push the players out of halls. And the molly, it misses. The orbital strike has to be committed. crashies just spamming through to clip onto the diffuser. Far too much tools being used to try and stop them, and crashies, no one cleared them out of that spot.
And Optic, they use a lot of ultimates, but they do get the round win. And it's a good one to put onto the board. They forced out on the desk talking about it. Victor went 1 and 5 in first kills to first deaths on Haven. That cannot happen again here. Yes, Optic recovered that one, but they won't do it. They won't do it often.
Yeah, it's going to take Victor stepping up, I think, in terms of his performance. Avoiding being the first death in a lot of these engagements for them. And now Optic have slowed it down. They've just got the players holding bridge control up top. You can see making sure that they can maybe evacuate in case there's some kind of pressure being applied to them.
And it's a fairly patient hold, pretty defensive from the guard, but it's a double operator setup as well. One looking towards Dish and the other looking towards stairs at Tree.
And this kind of contact play that's been happening, Optic have been doing this a lot, by the way, walking into these key angles, trying to take space for free without showcasing themselves. This could be broken by the double operator setup.
That contact play gets dominated by Ops. Well, only if they're looking in the right direction.
And now it's a fast play. Victor's all the way up top. There's the suppression coming through. JonahP though with the punish. A 2 for 2. 3 players remaining here as Optic look to try and make their mark onto the site.
That's rough, actually. It's a perfectly timed molly from valyn. Traps everybody in B tower.
And now it buys time as well for the rotations to come through. Flash to re-clear it. Net just about whiffs the shot, but he knows. He gets information. There's a player in the corner still. Now it's the 1v1. FNS has the operator, but Trent is cool, calm, and collected, and he knows with 12 seconds remaining, time has to be played here. He does not want to be baited into FNS's swing. He's off of it. FNS has to commit it now. Aftershock to push him away. FNS knows he has to stick this one. The tag can't quite get it with the bullets in play. Fault line for fault line. Stuns coming through. Trent, a bit of an overheat, and FNS just swings into it.
The aggression from FNS was wild.
Bush gets clowned on online a bit for some of his performance and some of his misplays, but
he does get the least kills for his team overall, but that is an incredibly important round.
Yeah, it's been pivotal in some of these rounds, on top of the IGL.
Also the oldest player at the tournament, single-handedly dragging the average age of Optic Gaming up. The only player in our 30s
really are
competing.
Just roasting him.
No, that's not a roast. I think that's impressive, honestly, Brent.
It is impressive that he performs at the top.
I think it's astoundingly impressive that he's able to have had such a long career that only seems like it's just getting started in Valorant.
Yeah.
Optic are hungry for that first title.
And it's a title that they've been reaching for quite some time.
Of course.
They've come close every now and then, but this time around, a renewed focus for Optic. Still on the back foot in this match here. But hopefully, looking to try and even it up.
They're going to be walking into tour de force here from net. Looking to go for a bit of a double peek again with Victor and crashies.
As a flash. Pop flash over the corner, and it's perfect. Still, Net just pre-fires it. He was fully blind. Couldn't see a thing, but the timing was amazing. And the guard, that Viper's Pit, that's just locking down the A Hawes control for them. They knew it was leaning towards the B side. 20 seconds, and again, noise has been cut.
Sayaplayer has been on a flank here as well, and he used the Cloudburst to be able to get past that trip, and he finds another kill. There goes FNS, taken out by a Jett flank they had no idea was possible.
With the tour de force. Yep, it's a slow fields placed down. Not enough time for Ye to work anything. Has to run away and save that operator.
And the guard. They're up 5-2. Yeah, you can normally get such good passive value here from those abilities, and that's going to be more difficult. Talk about his active impact in the game as well, 2 and 5. He was monstrous on Chember on map 1. You need that performance from Ye, and you expect it He gives it to you almost every time.
Here it is, half buy for OPTIC, but again, got to respect them, especially with the ultimates popped off. Victor just running it down, tries to beam the Nest player, but Trent, he does get his one before eventually traded. Ultimates popped, the Rolling Thunder. This looks like a recontest from OPTIC, and they are coming up with the goods once more. So much firepower, not exactly in the weaponry, but they don't even need it. The abilities are there.
Who help empower them. That's where they really seem to come online. I need more of that, more playbook being accessed for OPTIC.
And those special little plays that they've got cooked up.
I will say, when I watched them play against Xerxia, I thought the playbook was good, but not particularly deep. So we need to see whether there's more to it. Victor running the same play again, but
fast lane as well.
He's probably still going to find some success. There's nobody anchoring the site for the guard.
Valance Molly does a bit of work there to try and split the players up. Sayaplayer pushed around the corner, just has to hold down Nest from Arcade, but worried about that combined pressure that could have come straight from that bridge side. And it is going to be the spike down. The aftershock is a little bit delayed, but actually, maybe not the perfect timing of it. They spam as it comes through, giving them nowhere to run, but Sayaplayer is left wondering, just watching the top of Nest, and the players from OPTIC, once more, finding value, finding the pickoffs that the team needs. Up top here into Nest. Double swing, Victor taken care of, but again, Marved impeccable with the timing, straight at the top of Nest. Able to follow it up.
A raise, which neither of these teams are. But crashies ultimate, the null command is going to be so good at that, just stopping all of the utility coming through. Extremely high value ultimate for Fracture, I think.
Look at this. Echoes of the Haven play that the Guard love to do with the quad push, but this time through Arcade. Yeah, he's just sipping out of there, man. He wants nothing to do with it, and I don't blame him. Power numbers, but
look at Victor.
Victor might just get sandwiched here at Dish, has to use the fast lane to escape, and there's a fight underneath. Doubled up, Victor needs to try and survive. FNS trying to collapse onto it, the swing timing, it is a disaster right now. Yay. Jiggle around, it's going to be the warbang, whips out the headhunter, the double up position. They're finding all the pickoffs. This half buy, that did not go the way that OPTIC planned.
That's just absurd there in that round. OPTIC kind of throwing away a big chance of being able to even the score.
They're going for it again. Trying to take that tree control. It's an aftershock. This is a counterplay, I think, from the Guard. They realize that it's pretty critical. This is their attempt of it, at least, to try and disrupt the hold that they might have on it. But there's the fast lane pushing forwards.
But that molly is way too slow to stop Victor.
Yeah, he's already in, but is that really the goal for them? They just want to try and disrupt them at the choke point. FNS left alive, a quick swing, and he crouches. It's perfect still. Yay falls. And now FNS 1v2. Doesn't have the spike, he's just legging it, man.
Yeah, he's
realize?
I'm not sure.
Maybe a bit of a noise bait as well, running and cutting it?
Yeah, possibly trying to bait noise, but I think for the Guard, you just hold the spike here. It's not a complex decision tree. You just hold the spike.
And they've
JonahP's watching the other side in case he went under tunnel and could backstab them. But I don't think FNS is going to be able to sell the fact that he's gone all the way through through defender's spawn. I just don't think that's a reasonable consideration. Peeks into the operator, and Sayaplayer has been posted the entire time. What a good can the choke. And it seems like that timeout really did give the Guard, again, more tools to work with. These timeouts have just been impeccable.
Rare miss from Yay.
From both.
Aye, exactly. And this is the final round of the half. I think OPTIC obviously would love to try and make a mark, bring it up to 7-5, because that at least has you feeling relatively good going into it, into the second half of this map here.
Is Trent holding this ult for the door noise or off Sayaplayer's contact? I'm not sure. The spike is still just left in spawn. OPTIC haven't picked a side yet. They're again going for a bit of a contact look. Watching, hoping for a pick.
There's no setup here. I mean, oh my word, the timing on that. He just held it for a second longer. He's worried about the top Nest. And JonahP is looked all the way through bridge. Footsteps heard though, and yay. He just pre-fires it. Or at least holds the angle. It sets it up nicely for that pickoff.
In the meantime as well, Trent has lost information towards Sand. The door was opened, but he doesn't know whether Sand has been taken by OPTIC right now. So it has to fall back into a more passive position with his Rolling Thunder.
It's being swarmed. I think the plan might be Rolling Thunder for Rolling Thunder. Null command there, swinging round. Sayaplayer, just the operator. But it might be the only thing he needs. He can't dash. Not with that null command in play. And all the pressure on Victor to see if he can make some magic happen. But not right now. 8-4 at the half.
That's an insane.
Only in the round score, And this is, you know, they're no strangers to being able to make comebacks in the past. There's a lot of experience on this roster. The Guard are so quick now to take that space and top dish on their attack side. Net just wants to hold it down in halls.
What does the defensive protocol look like here for Optic? Do they try and flush out the player, Net, who's going to be coming from halls?
They're holding it.
Yeah, I'd like to see some aggression over there, actually. FNS is watching, doesn't really have a teammate to play on.
And he's used all of his bullets. Still the swing comes through, but it's the Guard who come up huge.
Crazy messy, super labored on all sides.
So messy to flash as well. Sayaplayer with the movement, the updraft around the side, and now it's up to Ye. 1v4. Can he really do this? Surely not, but we've seen it in the past. He's just that kind of player. The quality is there. Aftershock in the corner, he taps it, pulls it out, but they know his positioning. Swinging through, there's one, there's two! Oh my! And JonahP, he's low. Snakebite holds the angle.
3 HP.
Ice Cold for him, 1 HP. Body blocks the Snakebite, but not enough for them. The damage was already done, and it's a pistol round win for the Guard. Might have whiffed a little bit, but
all good.
They got around.
All good.
That's what matters.
Optic. I feel like this might be one of those rounds where you decide to go for a force buy, but
yeah,
not the decision they've made here. They're missing a couple of those martial shots. Pretty rare that you see somebody hold that angle, but he was anticipating the tree aggression.
But instantaneous, I mean, he sees at least 2 players, I believe, there, so the call is made to just take the horse control.
Yeah, it's a great reactive push.
Yeah. And it's going to be Optic forced to play that retake.
We've seen Optic get dismantled on Fracture before, actually. Not with this composition, but previously in North America. And one of the reasons being that they became a bit easy to read, I think.
Sure.
And if the Guard are really trying to play a reactive style, use early round information to dictate it, that might end up being the key.
One enemy remaining.
It's the Brim Molly to split up the sights. Nets. Nice swing there, and yeah.
Sayaplayer just keeps first picks. And some of that will be defensive set plays with Victor, but a lot of it's going to be on Ye with his tour de force or his operator. He's currently watching over towards Dish. He's got the perfect read on where the Guard are coming from.
He's going to get a nasty sightline here as well. Assuming nothing gets covered, yeah, they just walk right into it. You don't expect players to be playing on top of that box.
And that spawned a slow field as well, so it's a little more difficult for Guard to get into position.
But they don't cancel the hit. They're actually just going to be continuing straight into it.
What a push!
Yeah, he's gone, removed. And yep, the orb in hand pops it straight back into the spawn. Spike starts to get planted.
And there's this position by JonahP.
JonahP swings out. It wasn't really supplemented with too much utility. He just wanted to try and catch the timing.
But it's a great thing to go for that kind of stuff on your bonus round. Yeah, getting into a position where the Spectre is favored, arguably.
Right now it looks like Optic are looking to do that fast re-clear of halls. I like this. Disrupt the hold that the Guard have got, but now they're going to be pushing forwards again. They actually know they're taking halls. They're taking their spawn. Moving around, Sayaplayer is left alone to his own devices up top, and it's on him to at least get a couple of bits and pieces, some damage, some kills. Shut down in the end. Optic, obviously with the better guns, they're able to find those trades and the kills easily enough.
It's always difficult to have a comeback like this. Time perhaps for these other big hitters on his team to come online.
Get out of my way.
You need that. This team really seems to live or die by whether Victor is playing at the top level, and he just isn't having the same impact that we saw from him in the game against Xerxia, where they were totally in control of the tempo.
That's difficult for him when he's playing against a guy and a former Sayaplayer. Knives in hand, I believe 19 kills to his name, pushes forwards, there's a stun, and he's just broken his ankles.
What an outplay!
Worked in the neutral. And now moving forwards, Net tries to swing at the rest of his team. Now it's just going straight through. Orbital strike splits up the side, but the timing as they push through. That's quite fantastic. Marved staying alive, 75 HP, 4 kills. Potentially the ace to try and close it. That is immense.
What an astounding
player. When he's been dominating this map, that is what they need to get back on the board.
That's going to put Guard back down onto an eco. JonahP with a hero rifle. Only 600 credits to his name.
Flash over the top. Updraft in, Sayaplayer. Oh, he's completely blinded. Backs through. Optic just pushing forwards. That's going to be a flash now all the way through it. And on this half by Guard, we're hoping to do a bit of damage. Maybe get the plant down. Build up that money. Optic, a clean shutdown for them. Not everybody survives, but enough for them.
FNS has a rolling thunder here that I could see being used fairly early. Holding a fault line for Victor to push a little in halls.
Full flash as well. Victor's pushed off the angle here, but FNS is ready. He's anticipating a bit of aggression coming through sand. That flash is going to push him all the way into spawn. And Victor, you got to get out of there, fam.
What a play by FNS though. He uses the rolling thunder over towards sand, tosses Sayaplayer up in the air, and plucks him out of the sky. Yep. Great play by FNS. He's got three in the round. He's coming alive.
Shut down eventually by JonahP. Victor though, potentially going to put in some of that work, and he holds it as well for the swing. It comes through. FNS again coming up huge for his team when he needs it. He's not known.
But crashies doesn't look like he's going to be involved in the action too much because the
Guard
guard is starting towards halls.
Yeah. This round should be an opportunity to potentially build up some of those ultimates, but
what a fast dash.
Yeah.
They neck and hear these rotates.
Smoke's down.
I think they're just playing the numbers right now against this half buy.
Yeah, they were considering going over to A, but without any further noise, spreading out around the map once more.
Complete cut in terms of noise. And net. Oh, see, he whiffs the shot. Yeah, he wasn't even watching the angle, but a quick little flick, and he finds out what's through the smoke.
Down B.
Okay.
It's not fair for a player this good to also be that lucky. That's not fair.
I mean, you call it luck. That is instinct.
I mean, that's incredible.
It's instinct, man.
Instinct and timing. There's a reason why the best players look like the luckiest as well. It's because they just have a read on the game.
Yeah. It was difficult before on the half buy. It's going to be more so now. Snakebite does get that vulnerability applied to Marved, but Victor comes in clutch there with the trade. Sayaplayer looks to catch the timing. The reset of the aim. He does get two. Now Trent. This is winnable. Ult in hand, the rolling thunder, but he doesn't anticipate it. Victor plays that so quick.
Yeah, Victor just challenged him instantly, getting that confidence flowing, going for the 1v1. Obviously has better weaponry and feels confident to finish the fight early before wing round. If OPTIC are able to defeat the guard in this round, the economy's going to be in a bit of a wonky position. That flash really deep towards tree might give them an idea that somebody's pushing, but in fact, the aggression is only really towards A halls.
Victor taking a forward position actually of some sort of information. Crashies, he sends out a knife. He's looking for a tag just to give his team something to work with.
And the guard used that moment to press up, trying to give bad information to OPTIC, and here they come.
Wow, that's a fast hit. Rolling thunder to try and squeeze them. Crashies, pop flash round the corner, but shut down. JonahP holding down the choke. Inside the smoke, Trent on 30 health. He realizes he could get spammed out there.
Look
Victor
how fast.
though, he's moved all the way around and he needs to be finished. There it is. Net, he whips it. He will shut it down. The guard with 4 players up now, just 2 remaining, and Marv falling. FNS once more. The responsibility of trying to close this one out on his shoulders, but 1v4, too much to ask, I think, for him. He's going to try and make it work, it looks like, despite the fact that, you know, maybe thinking, should I save this one, but God might change everything.
The time is ticking throughout all of this too. The spike
at this point.
just getting closer and closer. Despite the fact that Sayaplayer's flashed up there, just not able to do it. Brent, that single duelist duo, even though Ye's on Chember, just not able to find those magical moments that they've often produced.
And finally, OPTIC stopped in their tracks, but they're looking to regain the tide of the battle. Net going down there, the jiggle peak. I mean, he just had such a small angle to try and find that one, but the guard not messing around. A flash coming through, and a very interesting Viper's Pit just cuts across, actually, straight into Generator. The rolling thunder to push them back. Players still trying to work their way into position. Yay! Cannot get the kill. Sayaplayer looking for more, swinging straight into main. He already found 2 for his team, but maybe getting a bit overzealous.
The plant still hasn't got down here, actually. JonahP's used his Viper's Pit to cut off that generator area, but it doesn't give them any safe refuge on site. Victor's worked his way all the way in,
He needs to survive. He needs to survive in his Viper's Pit for any sort of chance. Working his way around, Victor. His health is just ticking down. You see the molly coming through, the swing timing, the stun. It's all there. One more flash available. It's a nice dodge from Victor, and the coverage in the pit as well. They knew that JonahP was going to swing off of it.
How does Victor avoid that one?
I mean, he almost broke his wrist, I feel like, snapping that.
Yeah, he snapped away from the flash and was able to swing back before Trent could collect. And OPTIC are back in it. They're keeping this game back
back into it. Money is low for the Guard. And when it gets down like this, 11-10, it's the smallest of things that can change the outcome of the map. So much on the line here. Sayaplayer, quick little dodge to the left there. The flash in play comes through, tries to go for it, but look at that. The swing from the OPTIC players. Marved, Victor, FNS, it all comes together.
And they crushed that push. No possibility whatsoever for the Guard to get through A halls there. This game is going to get tied up at 11-11. OT, an absolute possibility. The Guard were 10-4 up in this match.
They found my trap.
10-4.
This has been an unbelievable comeback. In the grand finals in North America, it was the Guard that had the comeback. 4-8 down on Haven, with Sayaplayer 1v3 in the final round as things got towards round 24. This has been even.
That can affect us now moving into it. And it's the Guard who aren't really working with.
You want to play? Let's play.
These thrifty rounds, though, have been so dangerous in this match so far. Both teams able to pick them up at wild times. And crashies, what a push against the eco. I mean, crashies is so isolated if they find him down there.
But Ye holds down to one angle. Sayaplayer, the timing. Looks to kill. Ye misses it. Swing for the movement. Okay, he was able to hop out of there, but Net was covering it when he was trying to retreat.
And crashies, I think, was supposed to be giving them information from his position in tunnel.
No.
And that's what I'm talking about. What a play to do on an eco round. He can't help the rest of his squad. And this is 4-3 in favor of the Guard.
And for this to happen again, Marved, he's got the orbital strike to disrupt this. A minute on the clock. All the players up in there. The orbital strike, it's perfect. The players are caught. Marved gets the one as Trent was weakened, and now the 2v3 with the ultimates to turn it. It was looking dire for OPTIC. Regaining control. Jonah might be able to do something about that, though. Net tour de force. He knows as a player at Generator. Victor, not making any noise, just walking.
They know roughly where Victor is. The problem
30
is that
seconds
Spike
left.
is just
one enemy remaining.
And Victor finds the perfect timing onto JonahP. It's all in Net's hands here. But this would be a monumental task.
Waiting for the spike plant, I think. And then they're going to re-peek with something. I mean, Eris doesn't have a stun or utility.
But there's only 20 seconds.
Yeah.
They're worried about a fake, but now that the spike's actually planted,
it gives them time for the stun. They got to know where he is, Spam comes through. Victor with 4 kills when it was really not going their way at all, but they shut down that half-buy threat.
And that was a serious threat. Champions music.
Yeah, you should get it.
Not bad. I mean, that's, at the end of the day, that's what all of these teams are fighting for in the grand scheme. The slide was what set up the rest of his teams to do it.
Placement.
And here he looks like he's pushing Dish again. Can he be the difference maker? Can OPTIC close it out?
This could be it. OPTIC would love to finish it here. Boy taking it to that OT. The Guard, the patient play, obviously exchanging fire. A little jiggle peek there with the added movement. But it is just the waiting game. Marved is in such a one-and-done angle. I feel like this is potentially incredibly risky if the Guard end up using utility to just clear through deep in Dish here, but they are just waiting for now.
There's no real
flash.
flash.
Contact in?
Yeah.
Enemy down.
Great trade from valyn. That's what you need to be able to open up Dish. But now the question becomes, with a minute on the clock, do you commit to this? Do you still want to go for an A split? They are cutting noise, freezing the round completely. These defenders from OPTIC, as you saw Victor sprint over, but now he's unsure.
Yeah, waiting it out. A reminder, JonahP, he's got his Viper wall over towards B, potentially still pulling those plays over. Stun. The orb as well, bit of a swoop peek, orbital strike to push the player into the back of the side. Victor! He finds JonahP, and none of the players have managed to even get onto the side to collapse onto it. Is this how it happens? The Guard, moments away, now to 2v3. 25 seconds left. They're just trying to squeeze it out. valyn, the third for him, swings through. FNS into the back. He's so low, but he drops down. valyn is finding the fire rate, and the swing again is there.